Chiefs Kingdom, stop scrolling right now. Arrowhead Stadium just erupted with breaking news. And one single timeline tells you everything you need to know. 10 full months after a catastrophic knee injury. That is the exact recovery milestone sitting between Kansas City and a potential reunion with Tyreek Hill, while the coaching staff prepares for a wide receiver training camp war in St. Joseph, Missouri, and NFL insiders drop an explosive bombshell about Stefon Diggs. From Hill revealing the terrifying words his doctors told him in the hospital room, to Eric Bieniemy returning to oversee a brutal depth chart battle. The next few weeks will dictate who catches passes from Patrick Mahomes this season. Insiders warned us that this wide receiver room was heading for a complete shakeup. And here is your first concrete payoff. The front office is actively evaluating both internal youth and marquee free agent targets to ensure the passing attack never stumbles again. If you bleed red and gold more than you hate the Broncos, hit subscribe right now and let Denver know who still owns the AFC West. We start with the veteran superstar update that has the entire kingdom holding its breath. A sobering, emotional reality check just rolled through Arrowhead Stadium, completely shattering the wild dreams of an immediate storybook reunion before training camp even gets underway in St. Joseph. Fans across Kansas City have been fantasizing about the glorious return of the most dynamic, game-breaking playmaker in franchise history. But the veteran superstar himself just dropped a massive, unfiltered update on his physical status that changes the entire timeline for the 2026 season. The iconic wide receiver delivering this honest update? The name is Tyreek Hill. The 32-year-old superstar recently released a deeply personal video on his YouTube channel, opening up about the sheer gravity and dark moments following the devastating knee injury he suffered during Week 4 against the New York Jets back when he was leading the Miami Dolphins receiving corps. Hill disclosed that after undergoing 2 major complex surgeries, including a crucial February operation to repair a torn LCL, doctors initially delivered a terrifying diagnosis that sent shockwaves through his family. They told him bluntly that they were not sure if he would ever be able to walk normally again, let alone run or play professional football at an elite NFL level. He suffered a gruesome dislocated knee, a torn ACL, and extensive structural damage to multiple surrounding ligaments. In the candid video footage, Hill is seen performing grueling mobility and stability exercises inside a swimming pool, explicitly revealing that 10 full months into his rehabilitation, his injured left leg still possesses virtually zero explosive power or push-off strength. He explained that his daily routine revolves around constantly trying to reactivate his quads, glutes, hamstrings, and calves while building back foundational knee stability, but he provided a realistic, cautious target for his physical recovery. Hill stated that he needs at least another month and a half of relentless daily work before he can even attempt to step onto a track and test his top-end sprinting speed. What makes this revelation so critical for Chiefs Kingdom is the sheer physical demand of Andy Reid's system, where receivers must execute crisp, high-speed lateral cuts and withstand violent press coverage at the line of scrimmage. That realistic projection places his return to high-speed running right at the very end of August, directly aligning with the conclusion of training camp. That means Hill will be nowhere near football shape, field cleared, or contract ready for Week 1 of the regular season. While his physical progress is undeniably miraculous considering the catastrophic initial prognosis from surgeons, it completely shuts the door on any preseason contract signing or immediate training camp addition by General Manager Brett Veach. If a Chiefs reunion is even remotely on the table for Kansas City later this year, it would strictly be a late-season signing once Hill proves his knee can handle high-speed cuts, full contact, and zero post-workout swelling. Imagine what Patrick Mahomes could do if he gets Cheetah back in November or December just in time for a deep playoff run. Do you think the Chiefs should sign Tyreek Hill later in the season if he reaches 100% health? Sound off in the comments below. Kansas City enters the season with legitimate questions surrounding their pass-catching depth, making Hill's daily progress worth monitoring every single week. If you believe Cheetah still has elite game-changing juice left in his legs, smash that like button right now. But as Hill works through his lengthy rehabilitation in private, an absolute street fight for roster survival is about to break out on the practice fields of Missouri. The spotlight in St. Joseph usually shines directly on the star-studded starting lineup, but an intense, highly chaotic battle at the bottom of the wide receiver depth chart is about to dictate the flexibility, stamina, and long-term potential of Andy Reid's offense. While Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton enter camp as the presumed starting trio, the remaining roster spots on the 53-man squad are wide open, and the competition for WR4, WR5, and WR6 is generating immense internal buzz among coaches, scouts, and front office executives. The wildcard contender making waves with his massive physical frame, the candidate is Jeff Caldwell. Standing at an imposing 6'5" and weighing 215 pounds, the undrafted free agent offers a unique, physically imposing red zone target over the middle that Kansas City's offense desperately lacked during last year's frustrating low-scoring campaign. With veterans Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown departing in free agency, there are dozens of vacant targets and critical snap counts available for whoever steps up. The return of fiery offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy brings a demanding, relentless standard back to the practice field, and he enters training camp with a completely open mind regarding who earns those snaps. Second-year receiver Jalen Royals, a 2024 fourth-round selection, holds a distinct structural advantage due to his full year of mastering Reid's complex playbook and his established chemistry with Mahomes, even though he recorded just 2 catches during his rookie year. Meanwhile, rookie Cyrus Allen out of Cincinnati brings infectious, explosive energy to the field after a stellar final college season featuring 674 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns, peaking at the absolute perfect moment to draft his way into NFL relevance. Then there is Nico Remigio, who relies on his 3 years of system familiarity inside the facility and his proven reliability as a primary special teams returner to protect his spot on the active roster. Bieniemy is famous for putting young receivers through intense physical conditioning, testing their ability to read blitz disguises at the line, and execute blocks on perimeter run plays. In this offense, if a receiver cannot block a cornerback on a perimeter sweep, he simply will not see the field, regardless of how fast he runs a 40-yard dash. Given Rashee Rice's history of off-field distractions and potential league discipline, combined with ongoing concerns regarding whether Xavier Worthy's lighter frame can sustain a full 17-game workload following shoulder surgery, the 4th and 5th receivers on this roster will not just sit on the bench waving towels. They will be thrust directly into meaningful, high-stakes regular season action when injuries or suspensions strike. Who do you think wins the primary 4th receiver role between Royals, Caldwell, and Allen? Drop your pick in the comments right now. Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid are demanding immediate separation in practice drills, and this wide receiver war will be one of the most ruthless aspects of camp. If you trust Eric Bieniemy to restore dominance to this offense, hit that like button immediately. Yet, as internal competition reaches a boiling point in Missouri, an elite league insider just dropped a massive bombshell regarding a legendary veteran wideout who remains available on the open market. A massive household name is hovering over the free agent market, and multiple respected league analysts are strongly urging Kansas City to make an aggressive contract offer before a rival AFC contender steps in and snatches him away. The Chiefs' offense struggled with unusual inconsistency last season, and despite possessing the single best quarterback on the planet in Patrick Mahomes, the front office has historically refrained from making splashy, high-priced veteran investments at the receiver position. The perennial Pro Bowler being officially linked to Kansas City, the name is Stefon Diggs. Speaking during a recent episode of the John Keim Report, ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler formally identified the Kansas City Chiefs as a highly intriguing, logical landing spot for the star free agent. Diggs is coming off a solid, highly productive 1,000-yard campaign with the New England Patriots, where he proved to be a dominant primary option for young quarterback Drake May. Following a sensational multi-year stretch in Buffalo, where he served as Josh Allen's undisputed favorite weapon, Fowler pointed out that while the football fit makes flawless sense on paper, giving Patrick Mahomes a battle-tested elite route runner who commands double teams and wins against press-man coverage, the financial mechanics present real challenges. Kansas City recently restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract to create short-term flexibility, but Brett Veach has deliberately avoided overpaying aging wideouts, preferring to keep cap space available for defensive stars. However, looking closely at the depth chart behind Rice, Worthy, and Thornton reveals a glaring lack of proven talent, relying heavily on unproven developmental projects like 5th-round rookie Cyrus Allen, second-year player Jalen Royals, and newcomer Jimmy Holiday. What makes Diggs such a lethal potential addition is his ability to operate out of the slot or as an X-receiver, giving Andy Reid maximum flexibility to move Worthy into motion and create favorable matchups. Mahomes thrives when he has a technician who can win instantly on quick slants or option routes when defenses bring 0 blitzes, a trait Diggs has mastered over his elite career. If a major injury hits any of the top 3 starters, Kansas City could instantly find itself trapped in the exact same offensive rut that cost them playoff positioning last year. Adding a receiver of Stefon Diggs' proven caliber would completely revolutionize defensive game plans, forcing opposing coordinators to play single coverage against Worthy's speed while giving Mahomes a lethal third-down target. Would you support the Chiefs signing Stefon Diggs on a tailored one-year contract, or should they preserve that cap space for mid-season defensive additions? Sound off in the comments right now. 3 massive stories, 3 crucial depth chart battles, and 1 defining crossroad for Chiefs Kingdom as training camp begins. Tyreek Hill is fighting his way back from a career-threatening knee injury with a realistic late-season timeline. A fierce, unfiltered battle for wide receiver roster spots is erupting under Eric Bieniemy in St. Joseph, and Stefon Diggs remains a tantalizing free agent weapon that could instantly elevate this passing attack back to championship levels. Kansas City is fiercely motivated to erase the sour taste of last season's disappointments and reclaim their rightful place at the absolute pinnacle of the football world. The roster is undergoing rigorous, relentless evaluations, and every personnel decision made by Brett Veach and Andy Reid over the next 3 weeks will send massive shockwaves throughout the entire AFC West. Here is what I need from Chiefs Kingdom right now. Step 1. Smash that like button if you know in your heart that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for over 40 touchdowns and lead this team back to the postseason. Step 2. Leave a comment below with your exact prediction on whether the Chiefs sign a veteran receiver before Week 1. Step 3. Subscribe to the channel immediately to ensure you never miss a single second of breaking news, injury updates, or roster moves as camp unfolds. Every single subscription strengthens the kingdom and lets rival fanbases know we are taking over. But keep your eyes glued to the screen because the drama is far from over. Sources close to the organization whisper that Brett Veach is quietly monitoring the waiver wire for additional secondary depth, while the Los Angeles Chargers are actively restructuring contracts to make a push for Stefon Diggs themselves. Which AFC West rival lands the ultimate playmaker and who steps up in St. Joseph? Subscribe right now, stay locked in, and let us make Arrowhead louder than ever before. We ride together, Kingdom. See you in the next update.